What's up, guys? Welcome back to WCS America. About to jump into the losers match of the day, but before we do, a couple things to talk about. First off, Full Sail University. If you're currently looking for the next step in your educational path, check out fullsail.edu/MLG. If you're in a video game design, video game production, graphic design, stuff like that, you want to get in the esports space perhaps, check out that website. They'll have you fill in some information, and then of course they'll send some information back to you about their program, and you can find out if Full Sail's the proper fit for you. Full Sail's the official education partner of MLG, so check out that website, guys. Also, if you're looking to compete at Anaheim, June 28th through 30th, but you weren't able to get a one of the tickets from the first batch of competitor passes, there's more on sale. Store.majorleaguegaming.com. If you want to play, go right now because they might run out very fast again. Again, if you want to play at MLG Anaheim, June 28th through 30th, great opportunity. Definitely take advantage. That being said, let's take a look at what's happened so far today, Mr. Nick.
We saw both the Koreans, STC and Heart, lost in their first two matches. That brought us to the winners match, Maxhead versus Ghost User. Maxhead took that one down 2-1.
Yep.
He's going to be the first player from this group to advance to Season 2 of the WCS America Premier League. Losers match, STC versus Heart. The loser is knocked out. The winner gets to go up against Ghost User in a deciding match.
Nobody thought that would happen, I don't think. Heart and STC both very strong Korean Terran players, but now they must face off to decide who's going to move on and who's going to go home. The players are ready. The countdown has begun. The first map is going to be Belshir Vestige. Of course, TBT, if people have been paying attention to the recent metagame, especially the WCS finals, of course, I think we had, was it Innovation, MVP? There were two other Terrans.
There were 8 Terrans on one side. Or no, sorry.
There's four, I think there's 4 Terrans.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember them all. Come on, we can do it.
Oh,
Innovation MVP. Nick, I'm embarrassed for you right now. Nick!
I watched all the games too.
There's 4 Terrans, man.
Okay, MVP beat 4GG and Innovation beat Alive.
There.
So yeah.
You see?
So, it took me a second.
I'm sorry to put. I'm so sorry. If I didn't put you on the spot, you would have been like, oh, no problem. Then I put you on the spot.
I've seen too many games. They all.
Yeah, the point is, we've been seeing a lot of Hellbats in this matchup. Kind of the idea behind TVT right now is like, all right, the later you get Hellbats, the worse off you are. It feels like.
It does, with the exception, I think the expansion before Hellbats is not necessarily worse than Hellbats before expansion.
Right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I can agree on that, of course, guys. I'm going to introduce the players in this best of 3, a very important best of 3. Losers out at WCS Americas for good. And it's, well, they can try to requalify. But at the bottom right-hand location, we have the red Terran player representing Team Complexity. Hailing from Korea, he is the STC. Of course, STC went up 1-0 against Maxhead and then lost 2 in a row to be dropped at this point. Very good Terran player. His opponent in the top left. Your blue Terran player representing Team Axiom, also hailing from Korea. Hasn't had the, a WCS America that, he wants posted on his wall or anything. With losses against Suppy and Hello Kitty in the Premier League round of 32 to get 4th in his group, and then the bracket stage of the Challenger League, losing to Tasia 1-2. Then went and lost to Ghost User 0-2. Now he must fight for his life in WCS America. He is Heart. Who you got, Nicholas?
SCC's got to be the favorite going here.
I think I would be inclined to agree.
I mean, he's like very strong throughout the majority of WCS. Almost taking on Maxhead. Of course, Maxhead topped this group, so no shame losing him.
Yep.
SEC looks like he's going to do a fairly quick expansion. Get a couple of Marines out of Reactor, then a Command Center. Delaying the gas a bit because he wants to focus on minerals to get that Command Center up. On the other hand, Heart, getting the gas a little bit faster. We could see a factory going down, or maybe just wants to stock up a bit of gas before going for that Command Center. As I was saying earlier, the trend in TVT nowadays is to get an expansion pretty quickly, and then go straight to Hellbats. Some people will go like Widowmine drop, then Hellbats, and do some fancy stuff.
People are like, guys, stop joking around. Seriously, what happens in TVT?
Yeah. Go Hellbats.
Yeah, I mean, we're not lying. We wouldn't do that to you guys.
But Heart mixing things up. So he's getting to factory before the Command Center, which is kind of interesting. Actually, wait, a second gas going down for Heart. So he's really going to commit to some one-base play. Now, it's pretty rare to see Hellbats off one base just because
you're not going to straight up kill your opponent, right?
Exactly. Like, the single medevac with 2 Hellbats usually doesn't do critical damage. Good players will run SCVs quickly to have enough units to defend. It's more the fact that as long as you don't lose it, you can come back down with like 3 medevacs and 6 Hellbats, and you just kill everything with it. It's not like you harass. You actually just drop on their army and kill everything. So when you're going one base play, you typically don't go Hellbats. You either go for Widowmine drop into expansion with 2 gases. That usually signifies Cloak Banshee. We actually see that Starport being built on the far left side.
I think it's definitely going to be Cloak Banshee.
Yeah, and actually, he's reacting around Hellions. We could see a Medevac first with some draw play.
And then with the follow-up...
wait, he got the second gas, but he just took guys off gas. We could see some crazy mind game situation.
Like a scan or something? And,
yeah.
Well...
I mean, because he's not going Cloak Banshee now that he's not mining from the second gas.
Yep, I agree.
That's like what he wanted us to think. Or wanted his opponent to think. Which is really...
So STC hasn't scouted yet?
Okay, now he's mining the second gas again.
And he's going to want to find out what's going on. So the scan is usually timed around when that orbital command at the natural finishes. Around 6:30, 6:20.
Indeed.
So we'll see if STC decides to scan here. And there we see the medevac from Hart. And now he's remining gas at his
yeah. I mean, he can't really get the Cloak Banshee follow-up as fast as he... I mean, he could still do it, but... we'll have to see. So it's going to be a Hellion drop, or maybe Marine. It's going to be some combination of Marines and Hellions. Medevac will probably pick up the Marines and head out to join the Hellions on the attack. And this build can sometimes be devastating. Oh, STC sending his Marines out. This is so risky because, you know, if Hart has 6 Hellions and he catches those Marines out.
He could have gotten a great shot on those Marines.
I think he's backing up. He wants the STC
he wants to hide the Hellions.
Yeah, I think he wants to really catch him totally off guard here.
Okay. Also note, STC did not scan, so he's confident in his build that it's pretty much good against
Hart
anything.
going straight to Raven, which is...
so strange.
Yeah.
He's gonna try
here
to
he
game
goes!
this. And he, STC...
He's outnumbered, and there's a
Hart
medevac
has
there.
way more units.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
It's very unusual to push out with slow units like that.
I'm like shocked right now. I don't know why he decided to push out across the map here. So what do you think he saw that led him to do that?
I have no idea. And I mean, pushing out the Hellions to scout makes sense because they can always run away. But with the Marines too, now he's going to try to counter the Hellions. But is Hart going to raise the wall?
He's got to raise it. He's
Raise
not going to do it in time. The Hellions too fast.
Oh no!
They're too
he
fast.
has nothing back to defend.
Okay, I think there's a Raven. There's a Raven coming out, so he's going to have an auto turret soon. SCVs are so vulnerable right now. He's not even pulling his units back.
I mean, he can. He has to counter. I mean, he's already taking enough damage against a 2-base opponent. That we're going to get into a full-on base raid here. Now the Hart's attacking its opponent, running right past the bunker, but STC has his depots raised, and he has 2 Vikings.
SCV's trying to get us around, taking down 1 Hellion. Oh, there's a tank out now for Hart. So he's eventually going to clear out the Hellions. Meanwhile, in the main base of the STC, he's getting a tank out as well, landing his 2 Vikings. So I don't think either attack is going to kill their opponent, but I got to think STC is ahead here.
STC's, I mean, look at that. He's killed so many workers. Yeah. Yes, he might lose a few workers right here, maybe 5 or 6.
He has 2 orbitals.
Yeah, he's got 2 orbitals.
He's fine.
I mean, he's ahead in supply.
He knows how much damage he did too.
Yeah, and these Hellions might get stuck actually. No, they can slip around the edge. A couple will die to the bunker perhaps.
Yep.
I mean, that was just an absolute nightmare for everything worked out great for Hart, where STC decided to send his Marines across the map. They all died. Hart's attack, if the elevator into the main would have done tremendous damage.
I'm trying to think of a reason to leave your supply depots lowered in that situation.
I think you just wanted to keep rallying units out.
Yeah. But being more aware of your opponent's Hellion play and the potential of an attack like that, you know, it has to be on top of your mind there to make sure that doesn't happen. So definitely a little bit of a misstep there for Hart in a situation where he looked great, right? Taking out all those Marines and then, approaching his opponent's side of the map. But, STC just making that work.
So what Hart's going to look to do is he's going to look to put on one big push. And he's going to wait for the Raven to get 150 energy. Because with 150 energy, you can cast 2 Seeker missiles so you can kill a siege tank. And he's going to hope his opponent only has 1 siege tank. And then he can siege up his opponent, so push him. But actually, I mean, now I think he saw the multiple siege tanks, right? So that attack is out the window. He can't actually do that attack. So he's got to just build a command center.
There's also 4 Vikings in there.
I mean,
so how does that Raven get close,
yeah.
You got to use the Marines to...
I mean, he needs to go out and do some damage.
No command center. He's pulling his SCVs. He's going for it. Do you see this working, Nick?
No.
Okay.
There's 3. I mean, the Vikings are halfway across the map and they don't scout it coming.
Now, it could be a situation where...
he just scanned a natural, so he knows there's no expansion. So he has to notice it's coming.
So he has to,
Yeah, and he
there's
pulled
no
the
reason to
Vikings
move
back.
out. I think one way he can lose is if he moves out right now on like the left side of the map and they completely avoid each other.
Yeah. But he's actually building a second bunker. He's got 5 Vikings in there. I mean, he's got 4 siege tanks.
No
this is actually going to be one of the biggest slaughters.
Shield your eyes, ladies and gentlemen.
This is like, this is like Bunker Hill or something. Yeah.
Hart didn't want to see the end of that either. Probably a good idea.
Hamburger.
Our observer not returning to the game to keep us shielded from the destruction, which is fine. So, you know, pretty straightforward game. I mean, it looked like Hart had a great advantage after killing those Marines, but then just the supply depots kept him low, and the 4 Hellions got inside. And once that happens, your opponent's on 2 orbital commands. You know, you can do a lot of damage to counterattack. He did, but it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, he actually dealt less damage than he took, and he was on 1 base versus 2, so he had to do like twice as much damage.
Yeah.
That makes sense to make it up. I mean, STC just more on top of controlling his defense and being poised and calm and collected with his rally units. Taking that one down, showing why it's good to make extra command centers. He's going to win game number 1. We'll be right. Yeah, we'll
have to see what they do in game 2. Again, it's a situation where if the STC wins, he's on to the last match of the night. If Hart loses, you know, he will be out of WCS America. You know, something that obviously he doesn't want. So guys, stay tuned. Game 2 coming up between the STC and Hart.